You have a construction helmet on right there?
Yeah, I work construction, yep.
Does it bother you that Trump famously didn't pay a lot of his construction employees?
Who?
In Atlantic City, a lot of the people who worked on his casinos, people lost their livelihoods.
Says who?
The people.
It's just known people.
It is a known thing. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. I'm sure they deserved it.
This construction worker is a perfect caricature of how right-wing politics divide the working class and pit workers against each other. This man has infinitely more in common and can empathize much better with a left-leaning worker than a billionaire fail-son like Donald Trump. Better yet, he even has more in common with the workers Trump stiffed than with the insurrectionist ex-pres. But unfortunately, his blindness to his class position is just the power of the MAGA cult in action.
And so they stiffed all the bondholders, but they also stiffed all the small contractors in Atlantic City, guys, mom and pop shops who did all the work there. I used to walk through it while it was under construction, and the place was just filled with contractors. I talked to many of them, and they didn't know they were all going to get stiffed in the end, but they got 20 cents, 30 cents on the dollar or nothing. And he just stiffed so many of them.
Trump biographer Wayne Barrett saw firsthand the abuse of contracted workers and small businesses at Trump's Taj Mahal casino in Atlantic City, as did Mr. Martin Rosenberg, who shared his experience with being a Trump contractor.
Had I known that Trump was going to take over the job, I would have never done the job.
He says the Taj job nearly cost him his company, which was contracted to provide glass, mirrors, and doors.
He promised if we did a good job, we would get paid.
He says Trump owed him over $1 million, and he wasn't alone. Rosenberg says Trump didn't honor the contracts of over 100 contractors who helped complete the Taj Mahal.
The man didn't pay us because he didn't have the money, bottom line.
Rosenberg says he and the other contractors settled with Trump for less than what they were owed, with devastating results.
Some went bankrupt, some lost their businesses.
Just so we're all on the same page, Rosenberg, piano dealer Michael Deal, who claims he was shorted over $30,000 from Trump's Taj Mahal casino, and all of the other workers who were scammed by Trump, and all of the employees who lost their jobs because of the casino closing are the people the construction worker said deserved to be shorted. The illegality of the entire situation aside, the sheer entitlement and lack of humanity it takes to skip out on a fair payment for someone's labor is a long-recorded pattern for the former president, and sadly, something that is encouraged and incentivized by our economic and political systems.
One where people who worked on the initial Taj Mahal, that bankruptcy, they really shorted contractors who were actually owed money. They had performed work, they hadn't been paid, and they negotiated very, very small amounts for those people to be paid.
And the idea that Wall Street continued to give him money, not once, not twice, 3, 4 times. I mean, we were kind of holding on to our heads when you look at the full record down in Atlantic City. I don't think I've seen anything like it.
He wrote a lovely letter of recommendation at my request, highlighting the fine points of the design and my own personal talents as an architect.
And how much money did you end up losing? Did it have a lasting impact on your firm?
Well, certainly it did. A small sum, roughly 15 cents on the dollar relative to what we had rightfully billed in accordance with multiple agreements.
Westchester Trump National Golf Club architect Andrew Tesoro also fell victim to Trump's scheme, even admitting that Trump could get away with all of this because of his status in the real estate world at the time.
We pay everybody what they're supposed to get paid, and we pay on time and even ahead of schedule if people do good jobs. Now, Steve, if somebody does a bad job, then as far as I'm concerned, they violated their trust and their contract. You understand. But I pay my bills on time. I'm very proud of it. I've always been.
USA Today reporter Steve Riley published a blistering report years ago that found hundreds of former Trump employees and contractors across his businesses were shorted on pay, from bartenders and waitresses all the way up to labor lawyers who were defending him against these complaints. Now, it's no secret that Donald Trump is addicted to money, so you would think his constant scams would be enough to cover his lavish lifestyle. But as we've covered many times before, the grift never quits, even after he became president.
It's a smooth vodka. It's a great great tasting vodka, and I'm very proud of the fact, actually, that I don't drink, but it's a vodka that people really like, and as you know, it's taken off like crazy.
And we're very proud of it. We make the finest wine, as good a wine as you can get anywhere in the world.
Does anyone know I own a house in Charlotte?
Where is it?
Oh, boy, it's going to be... It's in Charlottesville, you'll see.
Is it near the winery or something?
It is the winery.
Were you going to visit and try to...
I mean, I know a lot about Charlottesville. Charlottesville is a great place that's been very badly hurt over the last couple of days. But I own actually one of the largest wineries in the United States. It's in Charlottesville.
Leave it to Trump to cut a promo for himself just after both siding and refusing to outright denounce a deadly white supremacist rally, but he knows exactly who butters his bread.
There's now a GoFundMe for him that was started by this couple. Do you think that people like average Joes working every day like you and me and most of the people out here should be giving money to a billionaire's legal defense fund?
Sure. I mean, he's going to need it, and that judgment against him is outrageous. What they should have done is go after Biden and all the crime and his family's done and what he's done to us as American people. And I know my bank account, I surely don't have the money, and it was there before under President Trump.
How do you feel in general about a billionaire having a GoFundMe?
I mean, people can do what they want to do in support of the president. But I mean, I guess it is a little strange, but at the same time, if they're doing what they think is right to help support the president, especially because a lot of these indictments and charges are completely ridiculous and unfounded, then why not? I don't see a problem with it.
He's a billionaire. Do you think there should be a GoFundMe for the former president?
I'm probably not going to contribute to his GoFundMe, but I do respect the man that, he gave up his salary while he was in presidency. Haven't seen anybody else do that.
What is it that you love so much about Donald Trump?
Just his policies, the economy, everything was much better under Trump.
But the pandemic, I mean, don't you blame the pandemic a little bit for the economy?
No, I blame China.
You blame China?
Yes, sir.
Way to go, Trump!
You blame China for...
The COVID pandemic, is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, I'm saying, don't you, the hit on the economy, don't you blame that on the pandemic a little bit?
Maybe a little, but, shutting down pipelines and coal and, I contribute that to it, and that's where I'm from.
And what is it that you like so much about him?
Honestly, because he gives results.
What results from his first term were you pleased with?
So I actually had a lot more money in my pocket when he was president. So that's important to me. I need to be able to provide for my family. I was able to do that much better under President Trump.
Your financial struggles, do you blame the pandemic for that as well?
No, I don't put any of that on the pandemic. I just think that the president we have now isn't showing good results. That's what it comes down to.
I like his border policy, his foreign policy, and he's just attracts, people that are like-minded, and he seems like a good guy.